Next, we have to part with... Oh, this is going to be... Kiku is ready to head to the fourth and final zone, an explorer's delights. I must say, the closer we get to the end, the faster time seems to pass us by. Come, let's head to the fourth and final zone. But now you know how to get there, yes? Yes, we do. Excellent. This time I'd like to quickly check on the Meso terminal, so I'll meet you at the Gate of Remembrance. Come on, everyone. Yes, the, oh, we've got two flighty points. Oops, that's not... That's not the button that I've got set to the ether compass to at all. And again, the absence of music. There's the ether current, and there's somebody picking up the ether current. How do I get down? Ah, there's a section of here that we didn't actually go to. There was a passageway down at the base. Also, there's a passageway here, which may hold things for us. What the hell is that? Giant sphere thing. Very odd. Oh, it probably looked like something else before, didn't it? And of course, we can't see what it was. Maybe it was a globe? Or something? Something that we had. Yeah, so this is the bottom of the chamber that we'd already been into. Bit of a roundabout way of getting down, but it works. Yes, part of me is actually really torn about this removal. Yeah, scorpions. Yeah, about the removal of the ability to see the world in its, you know, its illusory states. Maybe there will be some way of returning it. It's gonna be there. Right, let's do the ether current quest, because again they have given us insight into the characters. You! Yes, you! With the weapon! Pardon my candour, but you must accompany me to the Matchlock Menagerie this instant. What? No, I'm not asking you on a leisurely outing. I'm asking you to save innocent lives. I spied a trio of volcanic scorpions stalking after some defenceless animals. Were I to vanish and allow the scorpions to prey upon those creatures, I'd never forgive myself. We must make for the menagerie and defend them, no matter the cost. Obviously, I can't chase off a nest of hungry pests alone. I need strength. Specifically, your strength. Step lively, then. We've no time to lose. Okay, then. So that is typically back the way we have just came. In which case, I don't normally do this, I normally do them one at a time, so as to not confuse the stories. But if we happen to have to go back there that way again... all I wanted was a relaxing reprieve in Opal Springs. I never thought it would come to this. I've misplaced something precious to me, see? A set of blueprints. I suspected I'd dropped them on my way to the springs, but the terminal suddenly shut down as I was retracing my steps. I was so absorbed in my search I couldn't even vanish with the others. Forgive me my boldness, but you seem a generous sort, and I'm sorely in need of help. Find what I'm after, and I'll make it worth your while. Before my soak, I paid a visit to the Arena of Valor, so I'll leave that area to you. For my part, I plan to score the springs one more time. Okay. Well, we are much closer to this one, so let's do it first. In some ways, it's kind of amazing how readily these remnants are, you know, how accepting they are. Fighting familiars, wood versus solid gold. Will Malala tradition triumph, or will modernity make its mark in this monumental match? Blazing Souls. Ice cream illustration? Need a frigid treat to beat the heat? Shock and awe your taste buds with volcanic lightning! A new flavour of frozen delight that's got customers asking, how could something so hot be so cool? Though the ice cream sounds dangerously delightful, this advertisement makes no mention of anything remotely architectural. These are not the blueprints you seek. We have to go up. West. Can we go up the seats? We can go up the seats. Aha! A massive tower crowned with a statue of a golden woman is mapped out in painstaking detail. These appear to be blueprints to the Meso terminal. Likely belong to the exhausted engineer. It'd be best to return to Opal Springs and deliver them to her. Better. We could make use of these. Hey, Blazing Soul. I'm afraid. Interesting, they've even removed the fight music. Unless I've... No, music is definitely turned on. It's not that I've accidentally turned off the music and nothing else. Oh, we can't go on that. 716 yards to the west. Right, that's well outside our purview. For now. It's a straight road through there, admittedly. Go hand this one in first. So I wonder whether we can make use of those tower plans. Probably not, because that's how the side quests work. I searched every nook and cranny for those blueprints, but I've not found a single scattered sheet. I don't know where else they could have ended up. Please tell me you managed to track them down. Well, as it happens. Oh, my blueprints! My dear sweet blueprints, how I've missed you. Okay, mate. I just knew I dropped these on my scroll. I just knew I dropped these on my stroll. Thank you ever so much for retrieving them. It is a spectacle, isn't it? When we first began development on the Meso terminal, I drafted these blueprints for its design. If you can believe it, the finished product is the work of yours truly. Well, to be fair, the concept wasn't entirely of my own making. I have Malala folklore to thank for its creation. According to said folklore, we Malala were refugees from another world. Our ancestors once lived in a sun-kissed paradise by the sea. That is until those very seas began to freeze and calamity engulfed everything in its path. Under the protection of the great speaker, my ancestors were guided to this world and left in their homeland a towering statue of their saviour. The speaker was a compassionate and selfless soul, sacrificing all she had to save her people. Not unlike Queen Sphene, no? With the legend of the speaker as my inspiration, I incorporated Her Majesty's beauteous visage into the top of the terminal, forever at the heart of our city. A flawless idea, if I do say so myself. I gave everything, my passion, my time, my love of country, to see these blueprints given shape. They're not merely pieces of parchment, they're my life's work personified. Yet I nearly left them to rot in the arena of valour. I'd be laughing this off if I weren't so furious with myself. But what's important is that you brought them back, and I owe you a great debt. At this rate, I may never meet Her Majesty face to face. All I can do now, all I wish to do now, is gaze upon her glorious image before I fade away. You have my thanks, stranger. May fortune favour you, always. The fact that they are able to linger. Oh, I forgot to swap over to... Damn it, I'm wasting XP. Stupid. Stupid Demajen. Yeah, I saw them. I saw the scorpions. They're closing in on two tiny critters as we speak. These volcanic monstrosities terrify me, but what terrifies me more is knowing what they'll do to their quarry if we don't act swiftly. Oh, are we not little ones? I'm on my way! Okay. Find the restless Malala. Watch out for any scorpions that attacked. Oh, there he is. I'm hoping these will quest sync. Soon find out if not. There, they have. Phew! Right, and... Blonk, blonk, blonk. And... Blonk! Easy prey. Eat my drip. Woohoo! It's a good chunk of MP, is Rainbow Drip, but it's fun. It's also really slow cast time. I could swift cast it, I suppose. Gods, I thought that was the end of me. That took every drop of courage I could muster. Thankfully, the little ones managed to escape without a scratch. I was to find them and lead them to an entrance before the other scorpions catch us in their sights. I'll meet you back there when all's well. So we had to come down here for an aethercurrent anyway. Oh, it's a fate. I was going to say. Those weren't there before. Oh, music. You, my weapon-wielding friend, are a lifesaver. I realised this all escalated rather quickly, but you performed admirably under the pressure. To tell the truth, I have a bit of a history with those scorpions. In my previous life, I was tasked with introducing new and exciting creatures into the Matchlock menagerie. I guess might know the wonders of the animal kingdom. As one might expect, the prospect of scorpions posed a great risk, and we often argued with the upper management as to whether keeping them would be worth the cost. In the end, however, the menagerie's curator ordered us to take them in. Supposedly scorpion-based vodka was a popular delicacy in Alexandria before the war. The higher-ups sought to recreate those drinks and share them with the masses by way of new exhibits. Time passed, and I finally returned as an endless, only to discover the menagerie in shambles. Thrice damned scorpions have the run of the place now. I should have argued against the curator's plans when I had the chance. I should never have agreed to that terrible exhibit. No matter how hard I tried to let things go, those pangs of regret never abated. So, when I spotted those innocent creatures wandering into the menagerie, I felt obligated to return to save what little I could. Thanks to you, my conscience is clearer, and our fuzzy new friends are none the worse for wear. Capybaras! Perhaps these little ones were seeking out some hot springs, because that's what capybaras love. You may be onto something. Some species do love a good soak. If that's the case, they might have lost their way on the road to Opal Springs. Regardless, I can rest easy in the knowledge that these two will have each other, even when I'm long gone. I should be able to escort them to safety from here. You have my deepest gratitude, and presumably theirs as well. Volcanic Disruptions. Nice. Nice. Okay. So, this is it. Yep. Time for some more crying. As far as I can tell, we still have some leeway with the Meso Terminal. Meaning you can carry on getting to know the Endless in the last zone. Windspath Gardens it's called, and it's breathtakingly beautiful. That's where your memories are stored, yes? That's right. I left it for last so I could guide you for as long as possible. Very thoughtful of me, yes? Ooh, a great idea just occurred to me. What might that be? I'll save it for after we've arrived on the other side. See you there. She's very chipper. Her great ideas are generally less than great. Hey, Erenville. As much as I want to grant your mother her wish, I also want to respect yours. When all said and done, I want you to be happy. I hope you know this. I know. I know. Man is struggling. As he should be. Kikyo isn't only his mother, she's his mentor as well. It can only make it harder for him to say goodbye. Let's go. For now, we keep doing what we've been doing, seeking out Endless and learning what's dear to them. Nod. Right. The Wind Place. What could this great idea of Kiku's be? Confirmed. Greetings and welcome to Windspath Gardens, the sanctuary of exploration and discovery. The marvels of the natural world await you. Again, no hands on the clock.
If I could have everyone's attention. I know we have pressing business, but I'd like to say a few words.
Mm-hmm.
Before I died, I had 2 wishes. The first was to see who my Eleneshpia would become. I would say that wish has been fulfilled. Indeed, it has. For the boy who once shunned company has returned a somewhat sociable man, surrounded by wonderful friends. As his mother and mentor both, I couldn't be more proud.
Oh.
As for my second wish, that was to see all manner of nature that I had never seen before. I hoped to explore every corner of the world and there find thriving life. But I didn't even get to see all of Tural, did I? Never enough hours in a day, or days in a year, or years in a life. Kafkiwa. Oh, don't give me that look. Though, admittedly, I did go and spoil the mood. Apologies. What I was so poorly trying to work up to asking was this. I want you to help me fulfill my second wish.
Oh? How?
I have a good feeling about this place. There is so much here I've never seen before, I just know it. We'd love to see it with you. I thought you might say that. Thank you.
Oh, she's never been here.
Windspath Gardens is home to a collection of flora and fauna that once thrived on the continent. Like the rest of living memory, I haven't explored it in earnest.
What are these?
My vessel demanded all of my attention.
Ah.
But at long last, I'll get to meet the creatures here. Wrap things up with a perfect little adventure. So, shall we?
Final wish.
Absolutely not. We're to grant you your wish, and then what? You leave? You cannot ask that of me.
Oh, Eleneshpia. Please understand. I just wanted to end on a happy note. Not only for myself, but for all of us.
Yeah.
Better that than a sad goodbye, surely.
He spent years trying to live up to his mother's expectations and couldn't find the City of Gold, and it's clearly affected him not being able to connect. I very like Kikua to chase her dreams to the last. Dot dot dot, says Owenville. Then, with your consent, let's begin our adventure. Actually, while we go about this, feel free to continue befriending Endless. Be sure to absorb the delightful scenery. What are these weird tree things? Have we seen these before? Are these new? I feel like I should know. Let's explore first. I somehow anticipated this. I thought those things were some sort of enormous tree, but they're actually sculptures. The scenery here is nothing short of remarkable. To think that Sphene has managed to preserve it for the endless. Oh, these, yes. This particular garden is called Blooms of Discovery. Beautiful, isn't it? Yep. A lot of rainbows in this place, I'm noting. It's absolutely stunning. And they're all actual plants. They are indeed. These specimens were brought here hundreds of years ago for conservation, as the calamity had pushed them to the brink of extinction. So this sounds like a great conservatory. Precisely, my dear Cryle. Here you'll find flora and fauna the likes of which no longer exist elsewhere. Doesn't the thought just set your heart aflutter? I suppose. Who's going to look after it? I expect that some creatures I encountered outside of Tural may have cousins in this world. While I'm no expert on life in the Reflections, it would make for an interesting study to compare them. Now there's an idea. Leave it to my pupil to think up such. Here we have not only a world's traversing adventurer and a veteran gleaner, but a pair of Charlene's finest scholars besides. A veritable gathering of inquisitiveness, and I'm thrilled to be part of it. Yes, I'm wondering whether this is going to be a longer section or a shorter section. I don't think it would be a smart idea to drag out this goodbye. Does look awfully happy. Can't recall the last time my mother was so excited. In search of discovery. To begin with, I'd like you to scout out the vicinity and report back with any points of note. This will be a good opportunity to speak with the locals. They're bound to be familiar with the area after all. We haven't actually seen any people yet. As Lesbia suggested, it would be interesting to compare the creatures here with those native to the source. I never ventured outside of Tural, so I look forward to your insights. Just leave it to us. I've only ever been to Charlene myself, but I'd like to think I know interesting when I see it. Of everyone, I dare say you've been to the most places. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. Yeah, we've been around. It's true. Timberman? Agavoides? Yes, it really is a remarkable blend of science fiction and fantasy and all that kind of jazz. The Letherite over here. And as it happens, we're going this way anyway. Seek... no, it's not. It doesn't say seek at all, does it? It says gather. Gather information. The garden appears to be meticulously maintained. If not by endless, then by machines. No fish. Did you know that even the water here is created using electrope? The initial product is too pure though, and adjustments have to be made so the composition resembles what's found in the natural environment. It's just one of the many things they do to create the ideal conditions for these plants to thrive. I don't know what's become of the world outside the barrier, but I should like to visit a lovely spot such as this in real life. Speaking of lovely spots, have you been to the top of this lookout here? It's a great vantage point. There's even a food stall in case you're hungry. They've thought of everything! There is indeed a food stall. Basil. Or basil. If you're American. I believe that's how you pronounce it. After purchasing refreshments, you are free to sit at one of our tables if you like. Or you can simply take it with you if you prefer. Terminal gazing endless. That's the terminal there. That's the big green tree. My ancestors aren't actually Alexandrian, but hail from a place called Conde Petit. There's some unique customs there. For instance, when greeting someone, you had to say "Lally ho" in a spirited manner. Our settlement was also famous for a gigantic tree that grew nearby. It was so enormous that when you stood at its base, the roots covering the ground went beyond the horizon. The Ether tree. Yeah. The terminal here at Windspath Gardens is apparently inspired by that very tree. The Ether tree, its name was. May not be real. It's nice to have it as a memento for posterity. Yeah, so that is a tie-in. A much more deliberate tie-in to FF9. And yes, that bit that was large. It was a large tree. It's where we went to for the final section of the game. Really nice kind of old school FF CGI versus polygon model interaction hybridy thing as well. You saw a creature wandering around that resembles the treants native to the Trialswood. Specimen observing endless. Oh, hello there. What am I doing, you ask? Look up at the trunk. See the plants within capsules? Ah, yes. These are species that either can't survive in Windspath Gardens or would become invasive and disrupt the ecosystem. The capsules recreate the conditions they require, from tropical to frigid climes, while keeping them isolated. In this way, any and all plant life can be preserved forever, just like ourselves. Yeah, bottled people. Bottled plants. Living in a bubble. Which would be fine if they had infinite energy to power it, but there was a beast I'd never seen before. While the arboretums of Charlian imitate natural environments, this place has the feeling of an exhibit. In that sense, the word gardens does suit it well. And then we have Ktisis in Elpis, which just mashes environments together. Ah, welcome back, Demajen. Carl's just delivered to me a most fascinating report. You have some engaging impressions to share too, I hope? Oh, well, that's all very interesting indeed. I must say, I'm most fascinated by the ambulating trees. All those similar creatures in Urkapacha, could you tell me more about these treants as you know them? They like to hurl acorns at you, exploding ones. Is that so? To maintain an ecosystem with such formidable creatures, I imagine there must be other equally imposing species to keep them in check. The management of ecosystems. This calls to mind Labyrinthos, does it not? That it does. Lest you wonder, Labyrinthos is a storage facility deep beneath Charlian that contains a recreation of a temperate climate zone. Such a place exists? Amazing. By the by, Did anyone else catch sight of a large scalekin? A large scalekin, you say? What's it look like? Nothing I've seen before, but it has a rodent-like form and walks on all fours. If it looks like a rodent, wouldn't that make it a beast skin? No, it's covered in scales. One that appear to mimic succulent plants. By that, I would definitely classify it as a scalekin. Well, it's hard to say for certain without seeing it. Why don't you show me? Very well. It was in a flower field earlier. Should still be near. Let's head over there then. When we find it, we'll see who's right. The two of you should come along too and lend us your opinions. Oh, good. Uh-oh. Go on ahead. I'll let the others know and you then join you. We didn't see any scalekin, did we? Well, no, we saw the ones in that fate. Meep, 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 meep. Yeah, this is so exciting. Come on and help us find the creature. This is the area. The beast didn't give the impression that it moves frequently. She's so full of jus de vivre. I don't think I pronounced that right. Joie de vivre. The joys of life. Enthusiasm. What? It's oh, the Echivore, yeah. That's the one there. I see. At a glance, it certainly has the look of both scalekin and beastkin. Let's examine it more closely, shall we? Tell me your observations. Are we going to get the little zoom in and out thing? No. It's covered in plant-like scales. It has deft little paws. It has a pointy snout. Indeed, such a snout would be well suited to feeding on ground-dwelling vilekin. Having studied it, I believe that the scales upon its back are in fact a unique form of hide. Rather than being shed, it grows with the creature. You may be right. If we consider that, along with its other characteristics, such as its face and hands, it's more likely to be a beastkin, like you said. A physical examination would be needed to confirm this beyond doubt, but I'm satisfied simply to have seen it. Seems you alone were familiar with this species. Where did you encounter it? On another plane of existence. The fairy kingdom of the first. Demajen has been to the very edge of existence. She has seen life that others could only imagine. Amazing. Creation truly holds no end of mysteries. I would love to see them all. Life beyond the bounds of our star and plane both. Looks like we're having fun. Yes, this is the appearance of a man who's having fun. Hearing about the unknown never fails to rouse me. I felt the same way when Captain Ram and Galuf treated me to tales of their travels. You know my grandfather? You've met my grandfather too. Oh, didn't I already mention it? It was when Galuf came to Tural to investigate the Golden City. I happened to have business with Galul Jar Jar, so we met in Tuliolal. Little did I know that the tiny babe he was cradling would return as you. To think that our paths had already crossed all these years ago. Not only yours and mine either. Ellen Ashby was there too, you know. I don't remember. It's quite fine if you don't. Was he a baby? It was actually because Gallup told me about Charlene that I later urged Ellen Ishbia to take up cleaning. My fuzzy bun was growing up down, withdrawn. And it was when I was at my wit's end that I recalled your grandfather's story about gleaners. Seeing the world through their adventures would inspire a change for the better, I believed. Sorry I was down and withdrawn. If you ask me, you still have some work to do. But it's because you're that way that you're with us now. And I, for one, am grateful. It's a backhanded compliment if ever there was one, isn't it? Well, let's keep moving, shall we? There is a facility I've been wanting to visit. The Clara Museum of Nature. They're supposed to have creatures that take you on leisure flights. There's just one problem. It seems only 3 people can fly at one time. Then you and Erenville should go. The rest of us still have plenty of other things we can do here. If there's room for one more, why don't you come with us, Demajen? Because you are the player insert. It's settled. The museum is at the bottom of the ramp that runs west of Lanode Aero. Come on. Yeah, as I speculated earlier, I suspect there are... I suspect there is a slice of the player base that will be dissatisfied that we haven't had as much hero stuff to do. Which, personally, I feel is unfortunate, but I can understand the point of view. You know, if this isn't itching the power fantasy or the hero fantasy itch, I understand. There's an invisible wall there. For me, I am happy to be swept along in the events and being on an adventure. But if you, and this may be retreading things that I've already mentioned, so apologies if it is, but if you started, as so many players did, with Shadowbringers, because there were a lot of big names that started playing it, and World of Warcraft was struggling, then you'd have very much sped through, I imagine, Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood. In some ways, I can liken what they are doing here to Stormblood, but only in the sense of the kind of split continent thing. In my opinion, this has done a much better job in terms of its narrative pacing than Stormblood did. One of the things that annoyed me to an extent about Stormblood's narrative wasn't so much the story itself, although I did find Xenos a particularly uninteresting villain. Others like him. I get it. It's fine. Opinions are subjective, after all. But the ping-ponging about between Alamigo and Kagane was, I think, in terms of storytelling, not great. Why are there a load of capybara here? Hello there. Come to ride the Mewa O's. It does look the part, this museum. I must say I'm curious what's inside. I see an aethercurrent. One moment! Demajen, you're spoiling the pace! Yes. But no, I think splitting it into a north and south half, continent-wise, was a good call. And then, of course, they managed to subvert our expectations massively by what they actually did with it. Well, my expectations massively. Some of this stuff may have been more obvious if you've watched the live letters or watched the launch trailer, which I have not. Here it is, the Clara Museum of Nature. The main building's closed due to the ether shortage, but happily they're still offering leisure flights. And these are the fellows that will bear us. They're tiny! How adorable. They don't look capable of flight. Ah, come now. You know better than to judge a creature by its appearance. This will be great, I just know it. I know one shouldn't judge by appearance, but still. Oh, a journey never ending. Begging your pardon, but this is where you can go on leisure flights, yes? Indeed it is. Bearing you will be our adorable capybaras, who are specially trained by a Turali friend. Just say the word, and we will send you up, up, and away! And there you have it. Shall we then? It seems I have to trust to the theory of ancestral levitational predisposition. In case you are unfamiliar, the theory holds that all life forms have an innate capacity for levitational magics. While said magics generally remain latent, they may manifest in the ability to fly. That's the in-universe explanation for why your mount can fly. That does not explain why I have a flying motorbike, Erenville, or / game writers, but nice try. My guess is that the capybaras themselves cannot fly, but rather their saddles are imbued with levitation magics. You ready? Then go ahead and mount up. They fly a set route, so you need only relax and enjoy the view. Ride the mirror. No, whoa, whoa. And off we go! Haha! How exhilarating! They're so tiny! I'll be damned, they really do fly. Hey, the way we're flying in formation, don't we look like migrating birds? Except we're on giant rodents. Speaking of migrating birds, the mallard is where your name comes from. Did I ever tell you that? That I knew, but I learned it from the shamaness, not from you. Mallard, as in the duck. A migrating bird can fly anywhere it desires, even across oceans to distant continents. And you've done just that, my clever mallard. I'd thank you not to call me that. Indulge your mother, Erenville. Oh dear, it's not over already. Time really does fly when you have fun. What a joy to see living memory from up high. Ah, this is going to be heartbreaking. That was wonderful. An experience worth saving for the very end. You two enjoyed yourselves as well, I trust? It was enjoyable enough, I suppose. For my fussy bum bun, that's high praise. Glad I invited you in Demajen. Thank you for indulging me. If I could, I'd go for another 100 rides, but I must settle for the one. It's time we were headed to the aero terminal. If there are still things you wish to do, you'll want to do them now. When you're ready, make your way along the path yonder. I'll find the others and let them know the same. Odd. Oh, poor Erenville. Right. So we've got the route up to the aero terminal. We've got 630 arms to the south. No, 960 arms to the south. That's going to be on here, isn't it? Is that really the nearest one? Maybe. She's only a facsimile constructed from her memories. I understand this. But when she's right there, as alive and spirited as I've ever known her, how am I supposed to do it? How am I supposed to erase her? Does she even know how it tears me apart? Yeah. Yep. As I said, heartbreaking stuff. And I kind of feel that we've got to a stage in the formula, such as it is, of FF14 that there has to be a degree of heartbreak in the final section of the MSQ. This will be hard. Let us send Kikyo off with a smile. We saw you from below. Looked like you were having fun. Be there for Aaron. It's not fair. Damn straight, kid. Damn straight.
How delightful this has been. Not since my journey with the Dawn Serpent have I enjoyed myself so. No, I'm selling it short. This was even better.
She is so chipper.
And that's because I was able to share this adventure with my darling boy.
You're not making this easy on him, though.
Well, this is as far as I can go. As for the rest...
Just stop. You're doing it again. Deciding everything by yourself, and then disappearing.
Alexandria, you're my pupil, so you ought to understand. Everything that lives must one day die, and that which has died isn't meant to return. This is the way of nature. Mine is an unnatural existence, and I've suffered it only because I had to unmake this twisted mausoleum. But now that brave souls have appeared to whom I might entrust my mission, I may finally embrace the end. Can't you be happy for me?
That's a hard ask, isn't it?
How could I be happy?
I was actually quite scared, you see. Scared that I'd be trapped inside the barrier forever and denied the thrill of discovery for all my days. Your coming gave me courage and comfort, Alexandria. More than you know.
She can discover the
Now,
ethereal
here I
sea.
stand, unburdened and free. In this moment, the happiest of my life.
Although, I mean, I suppose technically she can't, can she? Because the souls have been used for other things. I don't know whether this is going to be a hole in the narrative or it's just going to be glossed over, but it's something that's kind of been buzzing around at the back of my head. Yeah.
As you wish, Mother. I'll continue what you began. You were right, of course. Leaving home has broadened my horizons. I've met my friends and found this place. So I bid you leave your dreams with me. And no, I'll go where you couldn't go, and do what you couldn't do. I will.
That's all she wanted to hear.
Look at you. All grown up and dependable.
Hug! Hug! Yeah. Better than
yet
nothing.
with so much more ahead. A world of experiences await you, each a lesson of its own. You may know failure and burning regret, but these too shall become beacons to guide you. So come what may, hold your head high and carry on with conviction. And wherever your journeys take you, keep me close to your heart, will you? I should like to be there, to see what I haven't seen.
You will be, Mother.
Now, run along. And never forget that you're my pride and joy. I trust you all can handle the rest. Take care, and farewell.
I couldn't have asked for more fulfilling final hours than these. So happy to have met you, Demajen. You and everyone. Thank you for the memories. And thank you for watching over my Ernishbia. We'll be fine now. I know it. So emotional. I'll leave this to you, everyone. I won't waver. Not anymore. If you're ready yourselves, and so am I. It is a shame that this they seem to be giving us this permanent choice. Turning out all the lights. I mean, the flora and fauna will still survive because they are real. They're not an illusion. I'm sure some people will argue that it's a bit of video gamey that they find a significant and important character in each one, but they've literally given us an in-universe explanation for that. So I'm happy to deal with the conceits.
That makes all of them.
Yes.
All that remains is to wait for the meso-terminal to become vulnerable when it's about to initiate fusion. And then we strike.
Yeah. It still feels like we are decimating the peoples here, even though it's been made very clear to us that they know what they are, and many of them accept that.
Please be advised, we are entering the final phase of world bridging. Repeat, we are entering the final phase of world bridging. The ether of all residents will shortly be replenished. Be at ease. No action on your part is required. We thank you for your patience.
Wait, it's already begun?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Won't let Kakuya's hopes be in vain. Not a moment too soon. If it's as she's saying, she won't let us do as we please anymore. Through our time here, we've come to know what it is Sphene seeks to protect. That doesn't change what we have to do. Dawntrail. Ooh, we're at the last. We're at the last quest, I'm assuming. So I should probably go and get some ether currents unlocked. I'm assuming. How many are there? How many have I missed, most importantly? Ether currents. Ah, I've only missed 2, so that's not bad considering I was not really... right, we need to go to the water place. I assume we have to talk to the guard for this. And yeah, I assume Meso Terminal is going to essentially be a dungeon. A lot of people running around. Again, I'm wondering how... I'm assuming this is phased in some way, so that a lot of people are just seeing the original version rather than the version that we're seeing. I still hold out hope that there's going to be some way that we can fly around this place and see it in its original form, but I think the whole point is that that's just not something that we're going to be able to do. I'd love to be able to get to the southwest, but here we are. Aha! Watch out. Some swarming turbulence. 277 yards to the northwest. That's still in this zone. So I just wasn't thinking about... Yeah, I just wasn't thinking about ether currents, was I? Over the bridge? Over the bridge. I may even have passed one or two of them. Yeah, there in fact. And fly! Freebird. Really? Well, that's just frequent flyer 5. Right. Nope. Just want to see how this ability works. Okay, so Yeah. So it's an additional, it's a combo action for Communio at a very specific point in time. As is traditional, we rise up and we look around. And, actually, we swap out to Pictomancer while we're uncovering the last little sections of the map. The Golden City. See, it's quite possible that people put these things together when they first saw Solution 9. Maybe people thought that was going to be the Golden City. Perhaps even I did. You know, the city of technology. Technology is golden. But clearly it wasn't Solution 9, because Solution 9 and Heritage found very purple. This... yeah. Huh? Have I missed a small section of map somewhere? Oh, so the Tower of Mu... see, I looked at this and thought, that doesn't look like it's uncovered properly. And I was correct. Because it hasn't been uncovered properly. Where is it? Is it this thing over here? Or is it this thing here? We just didn't go to it, did we? Ah, it's... everything's all dead and lifeless and... there we go. Mapping the realm, living memory. Is there nothing... no. There's nothing down there. It's just giant fan blades and stuff. Because that's the point, isn't it? This is the top level, the top level even, of the Everkeep. Separated across dimensions. It would have joined on previously, but instead it's kind of cut off and remains. It's just lifeless, isn't it? Yes, we've got fiends all over the place, but they have... we have. We've shut off. We've shut down everybody here. And there's only that one section. That section in the centre. This bit here is the only place left with any kind of music. Yeah, we've got these towering golden cities and lights. Are those souls swirling around, or is it ether? We may not ever get an explanation for it. It's interesting that no side quests sprung up here. Unless there's some that are going to spring up after we start the final... I'm sure it's the final quest. Right. I guess it is time. Dawntrail. Wuklamat's gaze is firmly fixed on the Meso terminal. We'll carry out Kakiwa's plan. It's our best chance at stopping Sphene. It'll be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt. We're all prepared, I assume. That goes without saying. Come, we head to the Meso terminal. I don't know how this is going to end. I know how I think I'd like it to end. But I don't know how it's going to end. And, unlike Endwalker, where, and I've said this before, where 6.0 was the end of that story, this isn't going to be the end of this. No, we've got more to come in 7.1 and 7.2, and that's what I'm interested in. As well as this, obviously. How is it going to end? No good. Seems we can't simply shut down the mesoterminal like the others. Not surprising in the least. My mother did tell us its defences are tight. But she also left me a means of circumventing them. A program that will send your souls into the terminal's memory banks. Therein lies a virtual domain generated by Sven's memories. This would be the perfect... They're going to do an FF9 dungeon, aren't they? Are they going to send us to, like, Alexandria or something? So we would venture into this domain and then seek out and stop... Because it said specifically Sven's memories from when she was, you know, original Sven. If our souls are transferred in their entirety, dying in that domain would be no different from dying outside of it. There's no guarantee of safe return. What else can we do at this point? Nonetheless, that is a risk we must take. We've already come this far, and I'll be damned if I'm going to turn back now. By meeting the Endless, I've gained a better understanding of Sven and the burden she bears. I want to say a few things to her when we meet again, even if it doesn't make a difference. Whatever happens, we won't let Sven walk a misguided path any longer. For those we've yet to meet. I'll do all I can to provide support. Brother is instructing me on her program as well as the world within the terminal. I'll also keep an eye on your bodies while you are gone. Should it come to it though, I won't hesitate to call on our comrades outside and be acutely aware of my limits. Upon entering the terminal, we will most certainly meet with fierce resistance from its defences. Then there is Sven herself. In order to initiate interdimensional fusion, she said she intends to erase her own memories. What matter of entity she will become as a result, none can say. And if she invokes the key and opens portals to other worlds, she would have access to vast amounts of ether to bring to bear against us. We must be prepared for anything. Yeah, so it's possible that we'll get to defeat kind of a mini Sven at the end of this dungeon, then she will evolve into her final form for the big trial battle. Or it's possible that we won't do Sven and we'll have to fight, I don't know, a corrupted version of Otis or something as the final boss of this, which is... Either way, whatever we encounter won't change our objective, and it won't change what I'll do. Come, my friends, it's time to settle this. Ah! See? Alexandria, now accessible. Whoa, this is way louder. Come back alive, do you hear? Else I can't repay you for everything you've done. Since we averted the final days, it has been one existential threat after another, and our lives and all reflections handling in the balance. Oops. Sorry, Grahart, I cut that short accidentally. But considering the key and the power wheels, I cannot help but feel a sense of destiny in our being here. Would you not agree, my friend? As much as we've been able to learn, there is still much more we do not know about the key. What I do know, however, is that interdimensional fusion must be stopped. This is the mission I've inherited from my parents, and I will see it done. A part of me still clings to the hope that we can avoid fighting Sphene. Even if we can't, I want to see her people and her legacy live on. I don't know what awaits at the end of this path, but together we'll walk it all the way. Well, we have no choice of party selection. Alexandria. And if they've just recreated Alexandria from FF9, I will be super chuffed. Unlost World, Alexandria. Yeah, this is the city before its fall. We're not going to have to fight the people, obviously. Or are we? You know, the chances are Sphene could take them over, even.
To the memories of better days, I bid farewell.
Oh, she's going to turn her people against us, or these memories of them.
Have you heard? Princess Sphene is here.
Oh yeah, I'm pressing the wrong ability there, aren't I? How do I play Reaper again? Yeah, so we use it in the normal place after we'd used Communio. Then we get Perfectio on top. It's an extra button to press at the end of a combo.
Try this.
Immunization protocol. Yeah, so it's essentially seeing us as a virus in the computer, which is what we are. So it's going to stop us reaching her, or try and stop us reaching her. Ah, we've just missed her.
Your smile means all is right with the world.
If I smile, it is because you all smile for me.
So you only get to use Perfectio every, what was it, 2 minutes on Arcane Circle? Yeah. So it's very, very specific. You know, burst window style stuff, which I never pay the slightest bit of attention because I don't do high level content, generally speaking. You know, it's story mode only for me.
Hold still.
Come on, grew them up, Woodclamat. She's not a very good tank. Weird. I don't really have to do more to concentrate than I normally did with my rotation for this. I guess it's just because I've been playing everything except Reaper for the last however many hours of MSQ it's been. Oh. Hello. Like an elephant thing. Doesn't really explain why they've taken the form of these particular creatures, but whatever. Look at that. You could be, hitting. Oh, my buff has worn off. Oh. Whoa. What? Volatile memory cache? Oh, hello. Cucullin. Does this have a back? It doesn't. Okay. Oh, it's pretty though. Oh, goods. Oh, I see. I see. I see, but I screwed up. It came out faster than I was expecting. That's what. No. They've got some really interesting mechanics. Oh. No. I'm going to take a shit ton of damage here. Cytolysis. Are we? Are we? This is a cool boss. Good mechanics. It's going the other way now. So we're fine here for the first one. Oh no, we're not. No, okay. That looks like a case of the NPCs seem immune to particular things that I wasn't, or I don't know. To try and pay more attention to. Yeah, so it doesn't give you much in the way of time to deal with that. Oh, that's on me. Okay. Yeah, so it's not patterned in terms of which way it fires. It is randomized. Right, this is where I screwed up last time. Okay. It's just a case of being quicker. Oh shit, that was me screwing up my rotation. Yeah, that was a
You are my people, and I will protect you.
the dream she lost.
The painful memories of war I lay to rest.
Yeah, so we've got an end of days style thing going on here. In much the same way that what was the name? Oh, I can't check here. The level 100 duty in Endwalker. These are more kind of natural. They're cool looking enemies. Oh, 97k! Nice. Mind you, I suppose it's very situational, so... Oh, hello. Forgotten to put my buff on the enemies again. This is why I don't do high level content, because I'm just not very good. Yeah, again, it's showing us the screen in the background trying to save as many people as she can. Now, if we could somehow save those memories, that part of her, this bit that she's trying to abandon. But how could we keep her, quote unquote, alive? I think that is very much the kind of mystery that's being left at the end of this, isn't it? The kind of how are we going to... I mean, we could just defeat her. Yeah, we could just kill her in the trial and that's it. But then that wouldn't leave any kind of hooks. So she... Yeah. So it's showing us her essentially getting injured during the evacuation? Amalgam.
Security breach confirmed. Initiating level 5 security protocol.
Hey, it's Electrowave! Disassembly. Disassemble Johnny 5. Oh, it's changed shape. I assume there was an indicator for that happening. What? I wasn't stood in that. Oh, no. Okay, we get a chunk of time to get out of that. Oops. I didn't read that at all. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how you could tell, if you can tell. This was stat. Amalgamites.
Fear not. You will all live on.
Alexandria's restoration. Inside the barrier.
And at the last, my final is endless.
Yeah.
Fire detected. Initiate EP protocol.
Yeah, so her memories are corrupting, deleting. This is a very cool dungeon, but again, because it's level 100, and unless they add in kind of a mount or a minion or something, I can't see that people are gonna, you know, do it a lot. So they probably have added something in that will, because they had the Meteon bird minion, didn't they? Or the end times dungeon. I can't remember the name of it. The one when we went through the different time bits, the different worlds.
They prepared the Queen's... We can't give up. Not until keep complete.
Memories were preserved. Yeah. See, is this all the fact that? Yeah. Of all these bits glitches, essentially, because this whole thing is based on her memories and they are erasing it. I don't really have a lot of exciting commentary here, do I? My head is kind of going round in circles with how is this going to end? From her memories, she will be reborn to lead us always. Our eternal queen. Thought, did I get... No, I haven't got anything. Yeah, these kind of corrupted memory blocks. But yes, visually this this dungeon is a feast. Oh, I cocked that up again. When will I learn that the order that I press the gibbet and gallows things in matters? I won't. I'll never learn. Oh, here we are. Clear my dream everlasting. Well, I'm seeing some plugs on the floor. Eliminator. Bleeding Edge technology. Big old sword. And a death claw. Let's go. Mapping the realm. Alexandria. Somebody's had great fun putting all the distortion effects on that. Partition. Oh, that's going. Yeah. So watch the direction the. The NPCs are chatting about stuff, but I can't. Stand under, aren't they? Coil. Well, I can't help here. Oh.
Attempting annihilation via high-powered energy discharge.
Okay. Don't stack up on me. Why is it? Silly NPCs.
Initiating final attack protocol.
Here comes the big one. I think I popped my circle too early there, didn't I? Only a half health, so.
Foreign entities remain. Resuming annihilation.
Resuming annihilation. Nope. Oh shit! Damn it! Ow! Ow!
Attempting frontal annihilation. Annihilation. Annihilation.
Good times. Ow! Oh, bollocks. Now, bollocks. Little bit difficult to read that. Also, not the shortest of fights. Good mechanics though, so.
Initiating level 9. Activate remnants. Engaging priorities.
Whip, whip.
Attempting removal via incision.
Right. Watch the side the sword's on.
Attempting removal via incision. Commencing extermination via multiple armaments.
Yeah, that's the cross pattern.
Purging via armaments. Acquiring target.
Right, this is partition. Yes. No, sorry, can't help here. Help! Stack on me, please!
Commencing final attack sequence. Attempting annihilation via high-powered energy discharge.
I feel like we've probably got a lot more time with this than I'm realising.
Just the beginning.
Energy accumulation complete.
Guys, I haven't got my arcane crest ready now anyway. Okay.
Resuming annihilation. Attempting total annihilation. Annihilation.
I'm going to stand with Graha. No. Anti-standing with Graha was probably a bad idea. What? How did that hit me? Ugh. Ooh, reconfigured partition. Yeah. Oh, jeez, that doesn't give you much time to move, does it?
Just the beginning.
Foreign entities remain. Resuming annihilation.
See, I feel like I want a limit break, but
Attempting total annihilation. Annihilation. Annihilation.
did I get it or did I die? I got it. I wasn't sure. Yeah, that's an involved boss. I think there are going to be a few people that are quite happy with that in terms of the challenging new dungeons. Fending. Oh, we've got a couple of fending bits. Now, we have to face off against Sveen, one assumes. Can't say I'm prepared for this. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.